This is an SM Media production. Hi everyone, and welcome to the latest episode of Golf Talk right here in SM Media. I'm Scott McPike, delighted to be your host as always. Got a very special guest this week, one a regular of this Ladies European Tour, Gemma Dryburgh. Gemma, it's an absolute pleasure to be on the show. Thanks very much for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Pleasure to be on the show.
No worries. How you been? All right?
Yeah, all good. Yeah, just got back from Dubai, so doing my 10-day quarantine. Got some winter training over there, which was lovely.
And are you all ready to go for the new season?
Yes, yeah, heading off to America soon to play a few Monday qualifiers for the LPGA and then play Symmetra, and then hopefully I should get into some LPGA events in May time, hopefully.
Brilliant. How's, obviously golf's been kind of like everything kind of stop start, but how's everything been for you? Like, have you still been kind of keeping practicing and things like that? Has it been hard?
It's been a bit strange the past year, I'd say. It's kind of weird looking back at a year ago when we were in Australia, like didn't know anything about COVID or anything like that, and then it all kind of came to a halt in March time. So it's been a bit stop start, like you said. We've had a long off season. Usually we'd be in Australia right now. That was obviously cancelled this year, and just kind of obviously I went to Dubai for, I think I went 2.5 weeks it was, so just kind of finding somewhere to practice with warm weather and stuff, so it's kind of brutal this time of year at home.
Brilliant. We'll talk about where it started. Just talk about where you grew up and what your early years were like before you started playing golf.
Yeah, so I started playing quite young actually. When I was like 4 or 5, started swinging the club, but I played a lot of other sports growing up. Football was my main love. Played basketball, did cross country, tennis, did a bit of everything. But yeah, golf was always there. My dad's a keen golfer, so he got me into it. And kind of didn't get a handicap until I was about 12. That's when I kind of started playing competitions and stuff. Before that, it was just kind of for fun with dad every now and then. And then, started playing competitions when I was 12, and then just loved playing in the junior stuff and got into the county team, and kind of went from there, really.
Brilliant. And then were your family keen golfers? Were they keen to get you into golf?
Dad especially. Well, mum's kind of dabbles in it every now and then, but dad's the keen golfer.
Brilliant. And then obviously a bit about your junior days as well. Who were your kind of inspirations and mentors when you were starting out?
Well, I always kind of looked up to Katrina Matthew, obviously being a Scot out in the LPGA and LAT, so she's always been someone I've looked up to, and she always offers advice if I ever need it, which is nice. And obviously Annika Sorenstam was huge when I was growing up. I was lucky enough to meet her at one of her clinics, so that was pretty special. But yeah, she was obviously very dominant, and I always kind of wanted to see Lorena Ochoa kind of keep going, but she obviously wanted to start a family, and she was kind of an inspiration as well.
Brilliant. Where was your home course? Where did you start your golf?
It was called, it was up in Aberdeen, in Jamarlo. It's just a small little course. But yeah, great memories there. That's where I had my first golf lesson and everything. So I haven't been back in a while. I need to go back and see how it's going.
Definitely. What were your best early experiences like before you made the move?
First early experiences, well, just playing with dad, really. I have this lasting memory of, there was this, obviously I used to play off the forward tees when I was a junior, and dad would go back to the men's tees, and there was this one hole that had a dike right in front of the men's tees, and mum and I never went back, so we actually had to like hide behind the wall. So that's my like lasting memory of when I was playing golf, so he didn't hit us. So but now I'd go back to the back tee with him, so it'd be all good.
Brilliant. You made the big decision to move to Florida at age 15. How did that come about?
Yeah, so obviously I got into golf when I was 12. Kind of got into the competitions and kind of went from there, and really started improving, and handicap came down quite quickly. And we kind of heard about IMG. It's I went for a couple one camp in the spring in the Easter time, and then went over Christmas time as well. So I kind of went to try it out for a week, and they do like camps, with all the kids and stuff, with the same coaches there that are there during the normal school year. So we kind of get to know them, and I really enjoyed it. And so my parents kind of gave me a decision: do you want to go full time? And I kind of said, yeah, I'd love to go full time. I went halfway through school year because I wanted to have time to say bye to friends and stuff. So I had 6 months still at my school here, and then I went off halfway through. So I was 15, like you said. So yeah, I spent the last 2.5 years of high school out over there, and yeah, best decision ever, really.
And see, when you said you went to the IMG Academy, like how tough was it for you to get into that environment?
It was like I said, I kind of went through halfway school year, so it's never easy going like halfway through trying to make friends and stuff. But it was after a month or two, kind of settle in quite well, and loved the environment, the coaches, and people just from all over the world, which was great. Very international, and loved the weather, obviously, and the golf courses we got to play, and also got the opportunity to play all around America as well in junior events. So yeah, after a few months, it was great.
And then obviously, was it the main goal at that point to get a scholarship?
Yeah, that was kind of actually the main reason I kind of went over, is to I wanted to play college golf in the States. So I felt like the best way for the coaches to see me was being over there and being in the system, which ended up working really well. So yeah, the goal was always to kind of get a scholarship over there and do the 4 years at uni.
And then obviously after 2.5 years there, you go to Tulane University at New Orleans. How excited were you to go there?
Yeah. I mean, best decision ever looking back on it. Wouldn't have changed it. And yeah, I just had a great time there. Amazing teammates and coaches. I had a couple of coaches while I was there, and loved the city. I could definitely see myself moving back there one day. We'll see.
Is that the plan?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it that much?
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, it's such a cool city. It's very unique. It's not like anywhere else in the US. It's got a lot of culture to it, good food, music. So there's a lot more to it than just, the golf and the university. So that's what I loved about it as well.
And who did you get kind of close with? Like, who were some of the players you kind of became really good friends with?
Well, one of my best friends still, Marga Lopez Porras from Colombia.
Right.
She did turn pro for a couple of years, and then has gone on to do other things. And then Emily Pentola, she's still playing. She's from Finland, so she's still playing on the Symmetra Tour. And Sam Trajanovic, she's still playing as well. So yeah, I mean, I could name them all, but those are a few of the ones that turned pro and stuff. So yeah, we're still keep in touch with them all.
Brilliant. You won 2 titles and played in 3 national championships, and you had 4-time all-conference selections. What was your kind of favourite memories for your 4 years there?
Well, one of the biggest, coolest things we ever did, we shot 17 under and won. So I don't know if you know how everyone knows about college golf, but you have 5 players and 4 out of the 5 scores count.
Right.
And one day we shot 17 under as a team, which was a school record, and it was just the feeling of how everyone played well, and the coaches, and it was just a great feeling, and a really good memory of mine. It was in Orlando we did that, so yeah, that was one of the top ones.
Brilliant. We'll move on to your amateur career as well. Just some of the things you've done. You played in the World Amateur Championships in Japan. Was it always the plan to turn pro when you started off as an amateur?
Yeah, that was always kind of my goal and kind of dream when I first went to IMG, and kind of before that really as well. So it was kind of all gearing towards turning pro eventually after uni. So yeah, I was always kind of planning to turn pro and do Q school after I finished at Tulane. But yeah, playing all those amateur events, the World Am, the Curtis Cup, just great experiences. And you're kind of playing, I mean, looking back on it, you're playing against a lot of the girls that are on the tour now, which is pretty cool.
And obviously as well, you were runner-up in the South American Amateur. Was that just a tough tournament to go and play?
Yeah, I played that a couple of times and seemed to come second both times, which was, well, I think I was in the playoff the last time and lost. So I didn't quite get over the line. But yeah, I mean, amazing to get to South America. Played in Colombia and Peru. It just stuff you would never get to do normally. So I mean, yeah, amazing to get to. I think the one in Barranquilla, Colombia, is probably, even though from Scotland and played a lot of golf in Scotland, that's probably one of the windiest places I've ever been. Like, even at 6 a.m. you get up and the palm trees were sideways. It was just crazy, but such a good experience.
Mm-hmm. Then obviously the European Team Championship. How good did you feel representing Scotland, and what was that experience like?
Yeah, great. I mean, I always love playing in a team. I've got to do that at uni, but playing for Scotland's even more special. I think there's about 6 or 7 on the team. I can't quite remember how many we have on the team, but we have obviously the coach with us as well, and just a great environment, and you kind of get a lot of camaraderie, and you play together, and yeah, you just all pulling for each other, which is great.
Yeah, definitely. The Cottage Cup will be one that sticks out in your mind. Look, when did you first hear the news that you were in the squad?
I was actually on, I think it was my junior year, so my 3rd year, and we were on the bus towards playing our regional championship in Florida. And I knew that during that bus ride, we would kind of hear, me and my coach were kind of on our phones. I don't think the rest of the girls knew. I didn't, because I kind of wanted to keep it low key in case I wasn't picked. But yeah, me and my coach were on our phone, and just to see the update, and then I just kind of went crazy when I saw that I'd been picked. So it was, yeah, good memory.
And then obviously there was really good players in that team. Georgia Hollow stuck out. Like, did you know she was going to be really good?
Yeah, I mean, she's always, I remember playing, first time I met her, I think I played her in the British Girls at Gullen, which I think she ended up winning. So playing with her there, you just always knew when we were growing up that she was always going to be a special one.
And was it a different level at some of the opponents you played against at that tournament?
Yeah, it was quite something. I think the American team, I think all of the girls were, top 30 in the world, top 20 or something like that, something crazy. But thankfully, I'm friends with a lot of them now, and it's just cool to look back on it and how good both teams were. The standard was just amazing.
And you win your singles match, but was it just a great experience to play in that tournament?
Oh yeah, the best kind of highlight of my amateur career, really. Even though we lost the team, it was a shame, but just amazing memories, and kind of grew a lot from that and learned a lot from it. Kind of first time playing again in front of so many crowds and cameras, and such a big hype as well. The most nervous I've ever been, definitely on that first tee. The first day I couldn't feel my legs. I'm sure the Solheim Cup would top that if I ever get to play that. But at the moment, that's the most nervous I've ever been on a golf course.
Brilliant. And see, when you made the decision to turn pro, was everybody supportive in your decision after you graduated?
Yeah, that was kind of always the plan, and kind of mum and dad were fully behind that, and I was definitely ready at that point. After 4 years at uni, I think I was, it would have been 22, ready kind of just to go to the next stage of my career and turn pro. So yeah, I went straight into the Q schools that ended that year in 2015.
And you go to, is it the LET Access Series? Is that another version of Q school?
Oh right, so yeah, so I was able to get into a few Access events. That was before Q school.
Right.
I think I was able to play in one, and then I kind of played quite well. I think I made the cut and reshuffled, so I was able to get into a few other events. I can't remember how many I've played, maybe five maybe. And that was before the Q school, actually. So I was lucky enough to play a few of them before actually going to the Q school, which was nice, get a bit of experience.
And then obviously Q school, how good did you feel when you qualified?
Oh yeah, amazing. Great feeling. It's just kind of all the stages you have to go through, and the pressure. Like Q school's like none other. It's not like a normal event. Like every shot counts, and it's just like, this is gonna determine what I do next year. So it's a lot of pressure. So it's not an easy environment. So you're always really pleased when it's over.
Yeah, definitely. The Symmetra Tour as well. We'll touch on the European Tour in a minute, but the Symmetra Tour was a tour you had a really good record in your 2017. You done really well in that. What was that? What does that involve? Was that just like a challenge tour, basically?
Yeah, so it's a tour below the LPGA. So basically, I did the LPGA Q School, the 2015-16, and then so that gave me. So I didn't get LPGA status that first couple of years. So then it gives you Symmetra instead. So I was able to play LET and Symmetra, which was cool. Kind of if there was any gaps in the schedule on LET, I kind of went over to America and played Symmetra. So it gave me quite a full year of golf, which was cool.
Brilliant. Your rookie year on the European Tour, how did you find that?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Looking back on it, we were lucky enough to have like a rookie orientation at the start of 2016, where all the rookies came together. We went to Spain, and so I think it was a long weekend. We kind of spent playing golf and getting to know each other. So it was a really good way of kind of getting to know girls on the tour, all kind of going through the same thing at the same time. So that helped a lot, I think, going into the rookie year, because you don't really know many girls on tour. So it's kind of, it was good to know a few girls going into it. And yeah, just looking back on it, we went to some cool places and great tournaments, and all kind of a big learning curve, really.
Brilliant. You get a win as well. You won in Sydney in 2017. How big a buzz was that?
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, first pro win over there. So yeah, it was. I remember I think it was on my dad's birthday, so it was a pretty cool birthday present for him. Unfortunately, they weren't there, but it was great to get a win, and obviously, it just gives you so much confidence. So yeah, it's really cool to look back on that.
And then obviously the year after that, you qualify for the LPGA. How good a feeling was that to get to the kind of biggest stage, and who were some of the good players you come up against at that point?
Yeah, so 2018, yeah, got an LPGA, and then yeah, I was a bit starstruck at the beginning, to be honest. Like all the girls I kind of looked up to and watched on TV for so long. Yeah, it was a bit daunting at first, I must say. But yeah, got used to that. Now I'm not so starstruck, which is nice. Now I know a lot of the girls out there, so feels a bit more normal and feel like I deserve to be there. So yeah, it was at the start, it was quite daunting as a rookie, but it's good to look back on that now and feel like I'm a lot more comfortable out there now.
Brilliant. Who were some of the good players that were there at that point? Like you did get starstruck with?
But players like Carlota Saganda, Anna Norquist, Danielle Kang, Soyeon Yu. Yes, I mean Julie Inkster's out there. She's very cool. Christy Kerr. I mean they're all kind of still playing now, which is awesome. And yeah, it was just cool to. I mean Brittany Lincecum as well. But they're all so nice. Like they all kind of welcomed us to the tour, and yeah, they're a lot more welcoming, and they kind of chat to you more than I expected as a rookie.
Brilliant. You made your major debut in the Women's PGA in 2019. How good a feeling was that, and what was the memories for that trip?
Yeah, obviously my first major, so it's kind of always the goal to get in all the majors and play as many as you can. So that was pretty special. I was at Hazeltine. So I remember playing the practice rounds and being like, oh, this won't be too bad. And then played the practice, and then actually got to the first round and they're tucking the pins and you've got hybrids into the greens. It's like, oh, okay, this is going to be quite tough. But yeah, that's what you expect from a major. But yeah, great memories, and obviously made the cut as well, which was nice.
Brilliant. On to before lockdown, you won two events back to back, and you became the first lady pro to win at St George's. How good a year were you having?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, after lockdown, getting those events, just even being able to play was a privilege, and we're so thankful for Justin and his wife Kate to put those events on for us, and yeah, being able to win a couple was great, very special, and yeah, winning the first women's pro event at St George's is pretty special. I always have my name on the board there, so that I need to go down there and see it. But yeah, I mean, my dad was able to caddy for me as well, which was fun. Great memories for him. Good family moment for sure.
Brilliant. And then obviously on to this year, what's the plans for the future? Where do you see yourself in the next couple of years?
Hopefully more established on the LPGA. Obviously I had it as my fourth year out there, but I'd like to get my full card back. So kind of playing all the events again, which would be nice. I had a decent year last year, but nothing counted with COVID. So hopefully I can rectify that this year and do well. And hopefully maybe move to America in the next couple of years. And that's the goal. Get over there full time and play LPGA really.
Brilliant. Are you all right closing with some quick fire questions?
Yes.
Brilliant.
Ready.
Who would you say was the best player you ever played with?
On the men's side, I say Tom Watson. I was lucky enough to play a Pro-Am with him, the guy play Invitational. So that was very cool. On the women's side, I was very impressed to play with Soyeon Yu. She's from Korea. Amazing girl and amazing player. So it was a privilege to get to play with her.
Brilliant. Interesting fact about yourself?
I'd probably say my love for football. It's probably my first love, football, and big Man United fan and Aberdeen fan. So I'd say maybe not everyone knows that about me.
Brilliant. Favourite course you've played at?
Oh, that's always a tough one. I'd probably say Royal St George's because it's got a warm place in my heart from winning there last year.
Brilliant. Dream 4-ball?
Say I'd love to play, even though he's passed away, Arnold Palmer, and I'd say Annika Sorenstam and Lorena Ochoa.
Brilliant. Favourite film and TV show?
Favourite film, I'd say Shawshank Redemption.
Brilliant.
And TV show, I do love a bit of Grey's Anatomy.
Brilliant. Final question, go-to club?
8 Iron.
Brilliant. Gemma, it's been an absolute pleasure to be on the show. Thanks very much for doing it and all the best for the future.
Yeah, thanks Scott.
Thanks.
Appreciate
Cheers.
it.